Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'inu ala umuri dunya waddin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. Dear brothers and sisters, this presentation, the paper is actually written by three people. One is Professor Masadi Said from Az-Zahra University, and another one is Umar Halim. So that's why I also invite him to come here to help me to operate the presentation. The title of the presentation is Good Deeds as Positive Actions in Nursi's Work, Human Communication Perspective. The concept of taqwa, can you next? In the Quran, the concept of taqwa, piety, are explained in different verses, ways, and contexts. Some verses underline attitudes and behaviors that can lead to taqwa. For example, the instruction of fasting during Ramadan, Al-Baqarah 185, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. An action which makes someone pious. Another such attitude mentioned is be fair, as this will lead you to piety. In the Quran, Al-Ma'idah, verse number 8. Ya'dilu huwa akrabu li taqwa. The concept of taqwa. 2. Various ways are used to do so. The use of specific verbs, nouns, and direct instructions. Some of the verbs found include tattaqun, yattaqun, and yattaqi, which is to be pious. And in the form of nouns used for the above purpose include muttaqun, muttaqin, and tuqati, pious people. Also, instruction or amar form include ittaqu and ittaqi, meaning to be pious. Next, taqwa. In the Quran, that we know that in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 1 until 5, and also Al-Baqarah 175, and also in Surah Al-Imran 134 and 135, and Surah Al-Dhariyat, verse 15 until 18, we can summarize that there are actually vertical aspects of taqwa, which is number one is believe in God. For example, laysal birra an tuwallu wujuhakum qibala al-masyriqi wal maghribi walakinna birra man amana billah. Believe in angels, believe in prophets, believe in the holy books, believe in the day of judgment, and 5 times prayer and nighttime prayers. وَكَانُوا قَلِيلًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ مَا يَهْجَعُونَ وَبِالْأَسْحَارِ هُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. But what I'm going to emphasize in this presentation is the specific factors associated with good deeds, which is horizontal aspects. Which is number one is caring for others. وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَى هُبِّهِ ذَوِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينَ. And also commitments. وَالْمُوفُونَ بِعَهْدِهِمْ إِذَا عَاهَدُوا. And also patience. وَالصَّابِرِينَ فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَحِينَ الْبَأْسِ. Forgiving others. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. Controlling one's emotion. وَالْقَادِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. Realizing and avoiding the same mistakes, the same previous mistakes, which is وَلَا يُسِرُّ عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. And the last one is persistence to excel. وَكَانُوا الْمُحْسِنِينَ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Let's see number one, caring for others, and then we will see how Said Nursi explained this or are found in the Risale-i Nur. I try to use the methodology of indexicality. So all the words which are related to this taqwa in the work of Said Nursi. For example, caring for others. The concept of caring for others is found in Risale-i Nur collection, more specifically in Science of Miraculousness. Said Nursi begins with the Quranic verse that says, and spend out of what we have provided for them. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. What is Said Nursi's position for Salat and Zakah? Just as Salat are the pillar of religion of Islam and uphold religion, so Zakat is the bridge of Islam and the means by which Muslims assist one another. For Said Nursi, caring for others is basically centered on the concept of zakat, which specific conditions make almsgiving acceptable and not misplaced. Number 2, commitments. Wasabirina fil ba'sa awal mufuna bi'ahdihim. Said Nursi talks about commitment in the Damascus sermon, the third word. The source of uncommitment is pride and deception, according to him, as he states, our worst calamity and sickness is that criticism which based on pride and deception. If fairness utilizes criticism, it pairs the truth, whereas if it is pride that employs it, it mutilates and destroys it. Patience, number 2. Said Nursi's comments, the supplication of Prophet Job, Yunus, the champion of patience, Ayub, is both well tested and effective. Drawing on the verse according to Said Nursi, we should say in our supplication, O my sustainer, indeed harm has afflicted me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. But later, according to Said Nursi, when the worms generated by his wounds penetrated to his heart and his tongue, the seed of the remembrance and knowledge of God, he feared that his duty of worship would suffer. But for the sake of his worship of God, by saying, Job praised to God, Ayub, A Lord, harm has afflicted me, my remembrance of you with my tongue, and my worship of you with my heart will suffer. Number 4, forgiving others. Regarding the concept of forgiving, Said Nursi states that the word forgiving, ghafur, is mentioned in the Quran as many as 61 times. The repetition of the word Allah contains many mysteries and subtle points. For instance, the number of times merciful, compassionate, forgiving, and wise, which are the most mentioned after Allah and sustainer, are repeated together with the word Allah, is equal to half the number of the Quran's verses, and repetitions of Allah together with sustainer, which is mentioned instead of the word Allah, again equal half the number of the Quran's verses. In terms of communication, the frequent use of the word forgiving by God emphasizes how crucial this concept is for the human beings. Number 5. Controlling one's emotions. About the need to control one's emotion, Said Nursi first cited the Quranic verse, Verily believers are brethren, so reconcile them your brothers, which is Al-Hujarat, innamal mu'minuna ikhwah fa aslihu baina akhawaikum. In addition, Syed Nursi also refers to the verse, repel evil with what is better than it, than the one between whom and yourself enmity prevails will become like your friend and intimate. وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ idfa' billati hiya ahsan fa idzal ladzi bainaka wa bainahu adawa kannahu waliyun hamim. Another quote supporting Syed Nursi's argument mentions, those who suppress their anger and forgive people, verily God loves those who do good deed. Number 5, controlling one's emotions. For Nursi, dispute and discord among the believers and partisanship, obstinacy, and envy leading to rancor and enmity among them are repugnant and vile, are harmful and sinful by the combined testimony of wisdom and the supreme humanity that is Islam for personal, social, and spiritual life. Number 6, realizing and avoiding previous mistakes. وَلَا يُسِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. Syed Nursi insists once more on Prophet Job, not only for this patience, but also for realizing and trying to avoid previous mistakes. In terms of communication perspective, one needs to be able to learn from previous errors in order to improve one's quality of life. And according to the active reception model in communication, a communicator should work at improving his or her quality of life. Quality of life is, in fact, at the center of this model strategy. Other aspects, such as economic, political, and ideological aspects, which are stressed within the top-down models, are challenged by the active reception model, which places quality of life as a major goal in life. In fact, improving the quality of life based on what other people for in various world is the key to human communication. The last part, persistence to excel. Syed Nursi provides us with an example of persistence to excel. There is great gain in the compassionately aiding and assisting prisoners in giving them the sustenance they need and soothing their spiritual wounds with consolation. Giving them their food which comes from outside is like alms giving, which exactly to the amount of the food is written in the book of good deeds of those outside and inside who do this together with the warders concerned, especially if the unhappy prisoner is old, ill, poor, or a stranger, then the reward of almsgiving increases many times over. Okay, conclusion. Taqwa, piety, is basically leaving aside the forbidden things and avoiding the sins and doing good deeds, amal salih. We face a number of sins every minute of every day. In this perspective, taqwa helps a person perform 100 good deeds by way of avoiding those forbidden things. Murshid Ashabab Mulhaq Kostamanu. The last part, the taqwa for Syed Nursi includes both vertical and horizontal good deeds, and vertical taqwa is related to the belief in God, the angels, the prophets, the holy books, the hereafter, prayers, and night prayers. While horizontal taqwa is related to the 7 elements mentioned above: care for others, be committed to promise, be patient, be forgiving, controlling one's emotions, realizing one's mistakes and not repeating them, and being persistent to excel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.